Guys, it's Fonzie with DipYourCar.com. This is the Dipping Industry DipCast podcast, episode number 21.
Mm-hmm.
It's Fonzie from Dip Your Car. With me, as always, is Adam, our sound engineer, Dan, off into the corner. We've got a couple things that we're going to cover with you guys today. I don't know what those are, so Adam's going to tell you what they are, and then I know that we have some dip trivia to wrap the whole thing up. So what are we covering?
Right. So we're going to actually touch base on, we actually had a really close vote this month for featured installer and dip of the month.
Yeah.
So we're actually going to talk a little bit about how to go about voting, because we have a lot of people that kind of wonder that, and we'll go into a little greater detail about that later. We're also going to introduce a new segment to the show, and then take a couple questions, get a couple answers with those. And I actually want to give Dan a shout out. Somebody mentioned it on last YouTube, the YouTube comments, that Dan actually predicted the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight completely correctly, and you swung and missed
I
big
was
time.
just the opposite of correct. Well, Dan went with
the safe route.
Decision Mayweather. Shocking that took place. But we got through that. So the first thing that we're going to cover, I'll just comment on it. The Featured Installer of the Month contest just wrapped up hours ago, and it came down to literally one vote.
That's crazy.
And it was tight all day. It went back and forth between Jeremy at SSP, or Pearls and Pigments, and Jose over at DipTex. Both guys from the Houston area. Texas really coming strong for this month. Two awesome projects. We're going to go over the winner next week in the episode. And then we had the Dip of the Month, which closed earlier this week, and Jeff Long won with his really cool Reptilian Cyan XB. Very cool, pushing the envelope. We'll cover that in detail next episode as well. So the question comes up every single time we have this these contests, which are every month, and people say, what, how do you vote?
Yeah. And I saw a screenshot that one of the dippers took of comments on like the final five or whatever of all these people going crazy over his car, and he actually mentioned it in Dippers Anonymous as, these votes don't count.
Yeah, there's one way to vote for either Dip of the Month or Featured Installer of the Month, and that's to go onto the Dip Your Car forums. There's a link in the top. If you go to DipYourCar.com, there's a link in the top navigation bar in the very top that says forums. So you're at the Dip Your Car forums. You have to join and register as a member, and then there's a criteria that needs to be met. You have to have a minimum of 25 posts on the forum in order to vote.
Right.
Now, we used to have wide open voting back in the day. That criteria was not always there. And it caused a lot of problems, especially for the Featured Installer of the Month, because there's two ways you can do this contest. You can either have a popularity contest, or you can try the best you can to have the best dip job win. If you want a popularity contest, what do? You say, it's open to the public, everybody can vote, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your employees, post it on your Facebook, whatever you got to do, and then there's landslides of votes that come in. Now we're going to get more votes, higher quantity of votes. But that's not going to mean that the best dip job's going to win.
Right.
We had a bunch of core members on the forum that were complaining back then, like, dude, there's no way that that's the best dip job. That dip job just won based on popularity. So what we did was, let's focus on quality votes over quantity. I'd rather have 100 quality votes than 700 people out of nowhere clicking on something and voting because their friend's sister asked them to. So what we did was we said, all right, we want the votes of qualified participating forum members. So we thought, let's get this criteria. If you're a qualified member, if you're a participating forum member, then you're a dipper. You're someone who's involved in the community. Now we value your vote.
Right.
And we put the criteria in that you have to have a minimum of 25 posts. Now, for whatever, don't go into the Dip Your Car forums and drop cool.
Because we do monitor that.
We monitor it. And we'll get to that in a second, because we actually take those votes very seriously. But just browse some of the threads. There's 500,000 members in that group.
Right.
There's more dipping pictures, more dipping knowledge, or let's just say this, there's more of a history of dipping knowledge and dipping pictures, dipping projects than any Facebook group out there.
Right.
It's been around for way longer than Facebook groups. Yeah, forums are, they take a little bit longer. They're more in depth, but they're more involved. The people who are involved and members in forums really are community members. They're participants of that forum. So anyway, don't go in there and drop cool, smiley face, because the mods are going to pick up on it, and then we're going to ban you, and then your vote's not going to count anyway.
Right.
So go in, look through the stuff, make a couple comments, compliment some people on some stuff, and when you are a participating forum member, now we value your vote. You hit 25 posts. Feel free to vote every single month.
Right.
Moving forward.
Right.
And we do take those votes very seriously. Whenever there's a Featured in Store of the Month or Dip of the Month contest, we tally the votes as we go on a daily basis, and we actually go in and we check the IP addresses and emails from every single voter, because there's been issues in the past. It's just going to happen all the time. Doesn't matter what field you're in, what market you're in.
Right.
People want to get ahead. We've had issues in the past where somebody would try to create multiple accounts from their home, from their work, from one email address, whatever it is, and try to fluff those votes up a little bit. So especially for Feature and Star of the Month, when there is actual value on the line at the end of the day, these are businesses that are going to get more exposure
right.
For winning. Yes, we want to make sure that if you win, you win
earned
properly.
It. Right.
Earned it, exactly. So we check all the IP addresses. So how to vote, and we should make this as public as possible. 25 post minimum criteria for a Dip Your Car forum member.
Right, because and obviously it's really important, because you see on the community, and you even see on the main Facebook, Dip Your Car Facebook page, lots of people are interactive with those photos of like, hey, voting live now, start, blah, blah, blah. And there's people that are active, but then you take that number of how many people are following us on Facebook, how many people are in the community, how many people are on Dippers Anonymous, and then you look at how many people vote, and like you said, they're qualified participants.
Yep.
But it amazes me that there's just not more voting, and there obviously is the pros and the cons to that, of that we've set that up so that those votes do matter.
We want the quality votes,
right?
Right. And ever since we made that change, it's been a dramatic shift in who the winners are.
Right.
Excuse me. You have people that are looking through these contestants, and they're thinking, because they're dippers.
Right.
They're thinking in their mind, how much time went into that? How difficult would that be for me?
Right.
What colors were used? What's the creativity level? What's the difficulty level? And they're passing their vote based on that, which is really why we want people to win.
Because if you look at the most recent winners, first glance, you might just look at it and be like, I don't even know what's dipped there. It's not like every week or every month, a color shift pearl, that just went down on a car is getting done. The Martinelli one, there's more detail in some of these than the non-dipper might think.
Yeah, and one of the things that we really tried to avoid was having the masses of people vote for essentially the coolest or most expensive car.
Right.
A matte black Lamborghini should not beat out Jeff Long's Scion Reptile, whatever he did. There's just so much more that went into that. Just because it's a
fancier car.
That doesn't mean that the dip job's any better.
Right.
So that's something that really got cut out a lot too once we use the qualified votes, because people that are part of the community, they're not doing that.
Right.
They get annoyed by stuff like that.
Right.
So we really respect the people that vote and participate. And all you have to do is get 25 posts in, and then you're free to vote every month forever.
Right.
So get it done the right way, and we really appreciate your votes on that. What's next?
Okay, the second topic that we're going to talk about, we're actually going to introduce a new segment that we're going to feature on, maybe not all, but many of the DipCasts.
I think we should try to do it every week.
You think so?
Yeah, I think we should. There's plenty of stuff out there. There's plenty of, it's going to take 2 seconds. What we want to do is the, what are we calling it?
I think the showcase shoutouts.
Showcase shoutouts. There's hundreds and hundreds of dip jobs that happen every single week. We see them on Dip Your Car Community, Dippers Anonymous. They're everywhere. So what we wanted to do is just the day, leading up to when we record, we just wanted to take notes of a couple dip jobs that we saw out there that we really wanted to just kind of give a shout out to and give a little quick showcase to. The first one, Brian Taylor, little something he threw together. Reptile flip over black and blue base on a Mustang. Very, very sharp. You could tell this guy's classic weekend warrior, do-it-yourselfer. Very proud of his dip job. It came out really nice.
I love some of the photos he posted where there was actually the rain on that vehicle. It looked perfect on that
and
finish.
The rain really helps kind of the shifting come out. So Brian Taylor, very sharp. Phil Carberry, that guy kicks out sick dip jobs pretty much every day of his life. Very, very cool Honda. I think it's an Accord. Cobra with a little bit of a tweak to it. So I'm going to let him describe that using, some dip pearl top coat. Super sharp car. I love Cobra. I've always been drawn to Cobra jobs because this just doesn't look like anything else.
Right. It's such a unique blend of colors.
Yeah, the greens and the blues coming together. There's no pinks, no purples. I mean, I love stuff like that. So Phil Carberry knocking out another sick dip job. And then our buddy Phillips, nasty Triton 3 Series BMW.
Oh my gosh.
Nasty with dip pearl top coat. Very high gloss, crisp, clean, really clear, and then the dude finishes it off with burnt copper wheels. Love that touch.
And
so,
you could tell he's super proud of that. I mean, he's
should
posting
be.
that
Knocked that
image
one out of the
everywhere.
park as well. Very, very cool. So we're just going to take a handful every week, pop them off on there, give a little bit of a shout out. If we don't pick yours, I mean, geez, just understand the position that we're in. We just want to grab a couple from here and there. We don't want to give the same people shout outs every time. We're just going to try to cycle through and rotate and try to touch as many people as we can.
I mean, we see so many of these cars and images every day.
So we'll try it out. Hopefully everyone's going to understand that it's a community thing. We want to just kind of give some people some limelight. And as long as people don't take it too personally, we should be able to continue that and give some people some props. So showcase... Showdown or whatever we're doing. Next topic.
All right, so we're gonna move on.
Is it Showcase Showdown? What?
Showcase Shoutout.
Shoutouts.
Showcase Showdown is from like Family Feud.
Price is Right.
Price is Right.
You would know that.
This is why.
Wait, no, yeah, it is.
Showcase. Oh yeah, at the end where they spin the.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a sign over your head next episode. Showcase Shoutouts. All right.
Okay.
Next.
So we'll move on to a couple quick questions. So Jose wanted to ask. And he'll be happy because last time I mentioned him on the show, he understood because he said a lot of people mispronounce his name, but he corrected me, so I hopefully got it right this time.
I hope so.
He wanted to know, what does Fonzie's fiance think about dipping?
I think she I don't want to say she doesn't care. Dipping is not in her interest. She is not next to me dipping cars. She's not eyeballing what I'm doing. She's not dipping her own wheels in the driveway and stuff. She is completely separated from that, and that's exactly what I need in that section of my life. She is definitely involved with the company in the sense that she asks me about it. We communicate about how it's going. It's that typical "how was your day" stuff. Right. So she cares about the brand. She cares about the success of the company. She cares if I am happy, but there's not a bone in her body that's interested in picking up a can of Plasti Dip. Right. It's my thing. It's over here. And like I said, that's the healthiest thing for me. Right. If I lived and slept and breathed and ate Plasti Dip, not literally all day, every single day, and didn't have a pocket of my life that wasn't dipping, man, dude, I'd burn out. Right. I would just burn out. Right. But I know when I'm with her, if she's passed out in bed, yeah, I'm going to be on my computer working. But when we're with her, or if we're out, we're eating dinner, whatever it is, we're not talking about dipping. Right. And that's a very big piece for me. I need that, even if it's a glimmer.
And what about your wife?
You guys know her. She's super positive. So anytime I come in with the Mustang with the new color, she's always the first one. Oh my God, I love it. And every color is her new favorite color. Yeah. So every time I roll in, she's super positive about it. But yeah, she, just like Fonzie, she asked me, how my day was in terms of how's work going, what's the company doing. And she's always, active on the Facebook groups and stuff like that. In terms of, she just looks at every single, picture that's posted.
Right.
So she does love it, but she's not going to dip her wheel. She's not going to do anything like that.
Real question is, does she tune into the DipCast?
No, but I think I give her enough information so that she knows the gist of it.
All right.
I think she does. Her and I chat about it. And what does your fiance think about dipping?
Well, she will harass me that she wants to dip her wheels this color or do this or that. She is kind of along the same lines. She's not going to do it herself. Actually, she said she would do it herself, I think, but it's not something. I don't think she would dip her entire car herself.
Right.
She would definitely do her emblems or her grill or something like that. She's very supportive, loves the product, thinks it's really cool. Her family actually is like super all about the product. They love it. But yeah, same boat, very positive.
It's an interesting topic, and I'm glad that we covered it because we do see dipping couples out there.
Right.
And I think that's awesome. I mean, I'm going to try and find really quickly. I should have been more prepared for that. But I know that Jeff Long and Michelle Spencer, I know that they are a couple, and they obviously dip together. And there's another...
Jesse K and his girlfriend.
Jesse K and his
Kristen.
girlfriend.
Kristen,
Yep.
yep.
They are a dipping couple. Dude. Oh, this girl's... I'm going to feel terrible. Hold on. I'm going to feel terrible. I just saw her bring this up on the DYC community the other day. Or maybe it was on Dippers Anonymous. I don't know. But I'd really like to give her a shout out because she posts all the time, and she's
Was
really.
it Allie?
Was it?
I thought so.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but she had just made a comment about being dipping with her.
I think Allie
her
and
guy.
Danny. Maybe.
That's who it was.
Okay.
Yeah, Danny something.
Maldonado.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Thank you. Jeez Louise.
Memory,
her name's Allie?
memory on this guy. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So Allie and Danny are another dipping couple. So very cool that we can see that. I love seeing couples doing different stuff together, especially when you're talking about dipping. And granted, my fiance wife by the end of the year is never going to probably pick up a can and do some dipping herself, but baby Fonzie is coming in July, and when the time is right, we'll be getting baby Fonzie into his dipping career. I don't know, maybe we'll dip his Power Wheels or something. I don't know how old you really got to be to start dipping, but maybe we'll get him into it.
All right. Well, and then Jackie wanted to actually know, why doesn't DYC do email blasts?
I get that question a lot, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And because people will say, oh, dude, I've been a customer of yours for a while. I noticed that you don't do email blasts. You should do more email marketing. And I know other company owners that have online businesses that do a buttload of email marketing. And they're always like, dude, you got to do more. You got to do email marketing. The thing about me is that I don't like getting spam emails personally. I'm not saying that Dip Your Car emails would be spam, but I mean, it falls into that group of sales emails, whatever it is. I don't like getting them myself. And I've always done one thing since the beginning of this company is treat people the way I wanted to be treated.
Right.
So I don't want to jam people's email boxes up with mailers. There's probably a really good chance that we can start doing. I mean, dude, there's companies like ECS and other companies that do daily email blasts, multiple a day. Granted, they're on different topics, but 2 or 3 emails a day. We could probably do one a week and see a good bump in business from it.
Right.
But I'm not really interested.
Right.
And the main reason why is not only do I not want to junk people's email up, I don't want to respect them as a consumer, but the other thing is we do an email blast maybe 4 times a year. If we have a big sale, we'll do one. If we have a massive product like the Dip Your Car top coat release, we did one. I want people to know if they see an email in their box from us, it's potent, it's important. You lose that. You water it down when you smash them with something every day.
Right.
So that's the other reason. If you get an email blast from Dip Your Car, if you got an email in your box from us, there's a reason for it.
Right.
There's either a sale or a new product you definitely want to know about.
Right, right.
And you can sign up for emails. If you go to dipyourcar.com, on the right-hand side of the screen in the third column, there's a little news section. And if you just click subscribe there and you put your email in, again, you'll be updated when we have new products. You'll be updated when we have a sale. And other than that, we're not going to bother you.
And, you know, it's kind of funny because Christina and I and some of the other customer service people there, when we're talking to people, we'll ask if they want to sign up for that. Very rarely do we get a no from when we ask that question. So it's really great because people know the company, I think, and respect the company and know that we're not going to hit them up with tons of stuff, and we're just going to give them the important information. Yeah. And they're interested in it, and they want to hear from us.
Yeah. I mean, again, because we respect the people, you know, we only put something in front of somebody when we have something very important and potent to say.
Right.
Which is tough to do, man, because nowadays everyone is just so jaded with stuff that gets thrown around via email and stuff like that. But email blasts are a very effective tool, and I know that they do great for a lot of people's businesses. But for me personally, I would like to take a step back from that and make sure that we just don't overstep that line.
Okay.
I think there's a value to that. Are we ready for dip trivia?
I think we're ready to go.
All right. So we're going to get our contestant on the line, and we're going to see if he can win himself some free dip. Okay, it is now time for one of our favorite things, dip trivia. Dip trivia. I wish there should be some kind of animation that goes on out there. There probably won't be, but we've got a contestant on the line, and who's our contestant today, Adam?
Our contestant today is Dalton.
Dalton, you there, buddy?
Yes, sir.
You ready?
I am.
How up to date are you with dipping and DYC related current events and topics?
I think pretty good.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right. Well, we've got 3 questions for you. In case you don't know the rules, I'm going to give them to you right now. We got 3 questions. There is a gloss wheel kit, or really any type of wheel kit at this point. There is a wheel kit on the line for you. The first 2 questions are going to be direct answer questions. The last question is a multiple choice. You have to get 2 out of the 3 right in order to get your free wheel kit. You ready to go?
I am.
Okay, Adam, hit him with the first one.
Okay, so Dalton, the second color that we dipped on the SQ5 was deep sea blue. What was the first color that we used on that vehicle?
Oh.
First color we dipped the SQ5.
First color.
You got 6 more seconds. Dan, act like you're counting. Go ahead.
Was it Nautilus?
Oh, Metallic Madness.
Yeah, that was a popular video because that was the first time that you had kind of combined some pearls.
There were like 4 or 5 different metallic pearls in that one. Do you remember that one, the Metallic Madness? It was a very silvery color.
I do now, yeah.
Yeah. He's in the hot seat. Sometimes your brain doesn't function as quick as possible.
That's true.
That dip trivia will get you. All right.
Every time.
What's number 2?
All right. Second question, Dalton. You ready?
Yep.
Okay. So one of the big topics on the show in the very beginning of the show was how uncomfortable my chair is. What episode did Fonzie promise to upgrade my chair?
Oh, wow. I'm going to go with episode 7.
Episode number 25. If we made it that long, which we will probably because, we're on 21, I had promised, past tense, had promised to upgrade Adam's chair. With all things considered, we're both sitting in the exact same style chair now.
A promise is a promise.
Yeah. Well, it's a space issue at this point.
Okay. All right.
But I'll think about it. Episode 25. All right. You got to get, bonus question, because you had to get 2 right for the wheel kit. So bonus question, you get this one right, free Dip Your Car t-shirt. Give it to him.
All right. So which of the following is not one of our alien pearls? A, GC47, B, GD20, or C, GD10?
The B, GD20.
Boom. There you go, buddy. Ding.
Hey, I got one.
Yes, you did, my friend. And you know what? You got one. Free Dip Your Car t-shirt coming your way. And we'll throw some decals in there as well for you. So congratulations. Last week, I don't think we had Did we have a winner?
No.
We had a guy who tried very hard, did a great job, a lot of effort, but you, sir, got 1 out of the 3 right, so congratulations.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. So after this, email Adam at DipYourCar.com. Give him your shipping information, the shirt size, and whatever style shirt you want from Dip Your Car, and we will get that out to you tomorrow.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, brother. Take care. Thanks for participating.
You too. Thank you.
Bye.
So that was a winner in theory, right?
Yeah. I mean,
I would love for. Have we had anybody nail all 3 yet?
I don't believe so. Dave, the first contestant that we had, I think got 2 out of
And he won the
3.
wheel kit.
He won the wheel kit. Yeah.
Maybe we got to change the prizes up every once in a while, and like have one of those like massive like a pro car kit one day or something like that.
Ooh.
But we gotta pace ourselves on that. We've been giving a lot of free stuff out lately. But that pretty much wraps the show up. Dan, did you want to grace anybody with any thoughts at this point? You're fake counting in the background.
Yeah,
we all look to him
it's
and
a
he just
flash.
throws 3
Come
fingers
on.
up. Yeah.
Super accurate.
You got anything?
I got nothing.
It was a fun show today.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
we got a lot covered. Very potent. Got it right in there. So this Saturday, at a weird time. What time is it?
I think it's like 11 a.m.
11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, probably. Frankie Edgar, DYC athlete, against Uriah Faber, UFC Fight Night something. Make sure you pay attention to that because Frankie will be wearing a Dip Your Car t-shirt at the weigh-ins and walking out. If he wins, he will be having that interview with Joe Rogan with the DYC t-shirt on. So keep your eyes open for that. We will check you. Oh, you guys.
I was going to say, and remember, Frankie, you miss 100% of the shots.
We will see you guys on the next episode. There goes your chair upgrade.